All right. Good Tuesday morning to you. Beautiful fall day once again. And as always, and as I've been telling you the last couple weeks that I'm working more on my posture, on sitting up even a little bit straighter. And I kind of mentioned it last night because I noticed that I was getting a little slump, in my low back. And it's from sitting on, couches and what have you. And it has become, a habit that I need to break. So if you find yourself, kind of look at your posture before we actually get into our practice today. Let's just sit and dissect that a little bit. And what does your sitting posture feel like? And if you want to even turn to your monitor sideways and just kind of give it a little peek, see if your head, neck, and your spine are aligned. I mean, it's not a rigidness, but it is a strength of the spinal column without any slumping forward. So I had that little slump in my low back, and at times I'll realize that maybe my shoulders go forward a little bit more. So I need to tell myself again to roll them back and down and bring that low back in a bit, but it's still a very comfortable posture, working with all that. So take a moment for yourself. And it's a feeling of coming right up out of the hips. So think of the spine coming right up out of the hips. The hips are stable. The spine comes straight up. And the muscles around it are supporting that rather than sagging. Let's put it that way. And then roll the shoulders back and down. Close your eyes. And we'll begin attending to the breath. So the breath cycle is exhale and inhale, and find the open nostril, dominant nostril. Exhale through it and inhale through the opposite. And then instead of just mentally or thinking about the breath traveling, feel it. Feel it exit the nostril, feel it enter the other. And watch it and sense it. And then make that shift and switch it. Exhaling through the non-dominant, inhaling through the opposite. And sense that breath cycle as well. And notice the feeling of the breath inside the nostrils. And maybe sensing a coolness with the in-breath and maybe a little tiny bit of warmth on the out-breath. And then making that easy transition, exhaling both nostrils and inhaling both. And now feel both nostrils separate. Try to feel it at the same time. And then just gently open the eyes. Just keep a really soft gaze. So you're not really looking at anything. And we're going to bring our hands to the heart center. Join the knuckles in the heel of the hand, and with just gentle pressure, extend the elbows out. And like Sandy was talking earlier about making the motions big, and we do that as well. So press forward. So this is a big motion. And then up. and around back to the heart. Touch the forehead to fingertips. So open the back of the neck, relax the shoulders a bit more. And then do that again. Forward and up and back to the heart. Good morning, Mary. Good to have you join us. And then lower the fingertips. And just come back to center. So I should say hello to Carrie and Carol and Cece. Yeah, so nice to have you join us. All right, right elbow to that left knee. So as always, press the palms together, get the left elbow straight up in the air and look up, and then come to center and switch sides. And back to the center and switch again. And center and switch. And back to our center. All right, release from here. Alrighty, continuing the joints and glands exercises, starting at the forehead. And as always, we're just going to brush the stress, the worry lines. Let's think of more subtle, like the thoughts, the negative thoughts. Let's go into that realm. Brush it right off the forehead. And this morning, I did a traditional Indian head massage. And what you do is, and we've done it before where we grab the hair and move the scalp, but this time I just gave the scalp a really good rub. So start at the hairline and just work your way back in just the whole head. And I've been doing this regularly for, probably, 2 or 3 months, all during the summertime. And I've had noticed there's a different quality to my hair. Feels a little bit healthier. So I know it works. Just do it a couple times, get all the way back to that back hairline, and then work your way back up to the front hairline. It's not been great for your hairdo, but that's okay. Give it a good massage. And when you do this at home, take even longer, when we really massage it a lot. And get your hair all messed up so it gets really big. We won't do it today, but so then from there, the first finger and the thumb around the bony bridge of the eye socket and brush it off. And let's go subtle and think about negative thoughts, just brushing that out of the eyes as well. Or any of the negative emotions, fear, doubt, hurry, and worry, the 4 biggies in yoga. And then the first finger goes under the eye socket. And same thing. The physical, the mental level, the spiritual level. All the different layers of our body and mind field. And then a temple massage. And the other way. And then the first finger along the ridge of the nose and the face, and give that a good amount of pressure. I know we only do this once a week, but if you can remember some of these in the morning when you're doing your bathroom stuff. Give these a try, especially this one for sinuses. It just gives you a different feel for the rest of your day. And then the big U under the cheekbones. And it's always away, you know, flipping it off the face. And then tap, tap the upper jaw. And keep the lower jaw relaxed. And lower jaw. And then just go right up the jawline. Just tap, 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 right up to your ear. All right, and then the heel of the hand at the jaw, and then work along the jawline and up. This is a nice one to remember in the morning too. Especially nice, you put a little face cream on, it makes it nice and easy to draw that tension off the face. You know, because when we sleep, we're not in total relaxation. The only thing that relaxes the mind and body field is meditation. So during sleep, when we're dreaming, we're still actually active. So you're bringing tension into the body while you sleep, whether you think so or not, but it does happen. So you have to kind of get all that off, which is actually what Hatha Yoga is all about. Bringing us to that meditation seat. Okay, then the ear. So pull down on the earlobe, give that a good tug, work around that bony ridge, all the way up, pull up and out and down. You know, a few times. And then I like to do that inner rub where the cartilage all is. And then behind the ear is a good one. All right. The mouth. And then purse it. Open. Close. All right, just relax that. All right, neck. Let's begin with turtling forward and back. So again, adjust your posture so that low back, you know, I don't know if you have that issue or not, but it's good to pay attention to that while we're doing these seated exercises. And I already noticed that I slumped a little bit. Work with that backward motion and keep the shoulders as soft as you can. All right. One more back. Hold it. And then forward and hold. And then relax back into your center. Okay, drop your right ear to the shoulder, and we're going to drop the left arm. Cup your wrist under, and then right hand on your head, and just very gentle pressure. Relax that left shoulder. And then start moving the head forward and back. So of course, go to your capacity. And very slow, very gentle with this. And then with each movement, go a little deeper in each direction. As long as there's no pain or popping, anything like that. And you can feel that coming, so stop prior. All right, one more forward and back. All right, center your ear over your shoulder, relax everything, and then just very slowly come back up, because that's a lot for the neck to work with that many of those, all those muscles. All right, so left to left, drop the right arm, cup the wrist under, left hand on your head, and then begin. And then try to extend it if possible. And then do one more. And then line your ear up, release, and then come up really slow. Be real careful with that. And then let's balance with a neck roll, chin to chest, and up to the spine. And back, chin to chest. And to center. All right, let's look right, chin to armpit. Bring your nose to the armpit and up and over the shoulder. And look left. Chin to armpit. Nose to armpit. Over the shoulder. And back to center. All right, couple more, look up gently. And down, chin to chest. Back to your center. All right, so working down to the shoulders. So allow arms to dangle, both shoulders up. And drop them. Do it twice. And drop. Okay, now we're going to do the breath, so we're going to inhale 3 times. So inhale up, inhale again, inhale, hold. Really tighten it up, get them up there, and drop it. And one more time. Inhale, 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 way up. Hold it. Scrunch. And drop it. Okay, good. All right, shoulder rolls, really big ones. Let's do about 5. And then the forward ones. Okay, shake all that out. Let's do waterfall today. We haven't done that in a few weeks. So remember, waterfall is if you take your right hand and you place your palm toward you, and then your left hand grasps all your fingers, including your thumb. Just kind of hang on to your hand. And then you start low and work your way up. Straighten the elbow, bend the fingers back, and then float it back down. Start all over. Really get the fingers to bend and the elbow to straighten. So that'll be our elbow and wrist and finger movement all in one today. We'll do about 5. But take your time on your way up so you get that full extension of the arm. So bring it right up straight, bend it back. I think that was 5. All right, let's go to the left. So left hand faces you, the right palm grasps the fingers this way. And then I like to start low and go up. This is 5 for me. Make it a good one. All right, and shake it out. And this way, up and down. All right, I came up with this one last night. We did it at class. And interlace your fingers and give them a good squeeze. Like press every finger so it's tight. And then open it up. Bend your fingers like that. And then again, squeeze them. That hurts my ring finger, but. And then open and bend. Okay. Now switch your fingers one finger down. So there's a natural way that you interlace fingers like this one. Switch them one finger down so that your other thumb is in the front and your other first finger is in the front. And do the same thing. Squeeze. And bend them open. And do it again. All right, and release that, kind of shake that out. Okay, let's start working down the spine a little bit. So step wide and let's rest right to right and bring the left hand to the low back. Rock the left shoulder and look up. This is one of my favorite ones, actually. I really enjoy how this feels. It's a nice, gentle twist, and it works the shoulder at the same time, neck and eyes. Look up. And keep rocking that shoulder back a bit. Let's try something today. Press the shoulder as far back as it'll go, and then relax it forward. Press it back and relax it. And notice how you can go a little bit further. Let's do it 5 times. All right, I'm going to do one more. All right. Come back up, switch sides. So right hand's on the low back and press it back and notice where the shoulder ends up. And then release it and do it more times. Each time just increasing that little twist and that opening of the chest and the shoulder. It's a beautiful way to work with the body in segments like this. I learned this from Dr. Dale Beagle. I've gone to many of his retreats. And, you know, coming from the medical field, I really trust how he teaches his hatha. And this is what he does. He does it in stages, I should say, maybe not segments, but stages. And it makes so much sense. All right, release, come forward, and let's go into our half forward fold. So your body is level to the floor, the top of your head, think of it being pulled forward, just slightly elongating that spine. And then breathe as if you're breathing along that spinal column. Place your hands on the floor or your block or pillow or blanket. Press the palms down and look forward. So this is kind of my version of dolphin. So we did dolphin last night, the full version of it. But this is kind of the same effect without having to get down on your knees. So I really like this version of it. And the benefit, more benefit is you can get your hands really flat to the floor. And then looking forward. All right, arms out at a T. Give them a good stretch. Inhale all the way up overhead. Reach up. And then press the palms together. Interlace. Palms up. And straighten elbows. And let's start working with the side of the body, tipping. And then again, work in stages. All right, one more on each side. Make it a good one. Go a little deeper if you're able. Just work with that gentle stretch, opening the side. All right, and back to center. Let's press up one more time. And release from there. All right, how about seated cat stretch? So I also like this version of it because you can go really deep down and curve back up. So exhale, round the back, bring your shoulders forward, and then scoop up on your inhale. And make this as dramatic as you can. Lengthen the breath. And one more. Lengthen the breath even more. And back to center. All right, before we come to standing, let's do a little bit of leg work. So right ankle over that left knee. And we're going to do the little pulsing on that right knee. So this is again in those stages. So I have been doing a lot of reading lately. And the reading I've been doing has been from At the Feet of the Himalayan Master, which is Swami Rama. And some of the, or all of the books are firsthand accounts of students who worked underneath him, his tutelage. So it's so fascinating to read about how people experienced his teachings. And one of the gals that wrote in there was talking about how she did her morning practice. And she said, just make it simple, just make it subtle, do 6 sun salutations. And I went, 6? I do 1. So this morning I decided to follow her advice and I did 6. All right, switch to the other side. And I was fascinated at how easily I adapted to it. And by the 5th and 6th one, it's like, I'm cool with this. So now that's my new practice. And I used to do always the chair version of it. And this was the full sun cell, you know, on the floor. And another thing that I have to kind of change in my life. I think COVID has made us lazy. Okay, it's made me lazy. How about that? All right, keep that pulsing. We're gonna open up that hip. This is like a pigeon pose. All right, release that. Go back to your right one and give it a really good hug, forehead to knee. Work your ankle, work the toes, spread them. And then go to the left, do the same. All right, and release that. Okay, let's come to standing and start our sun cells. So Tuesday, this is the one we do the variations. We just do one nice slow one. But as I have been talking about in the last couple of weeks, I'm working with the placement of your foot in your sun cell. So when you're stepping back, of course my rug has got the nice perfect little lines on it. Try to get your foot stepped back in the same position as it was forward, in this forward position. And I'm looking at it just as not as a perfection, but as a discipline, just to understand where you are in space. It's all part of, you know, Hatha Yoga. So find your mountain pose, and as I suggested, if you even want to make a mark on your mat where your feet are in sun cell, you make 2 marks in the front, and then 2 marks in the back, where you actually end up that foot. You know, you can just step back physically and then see where it is and make a mark there. That would be a really neat thing to do on your mat to work with this little practice. Okay, so grab your chairs, come into mountain pose, and press the big toes down, the little toes down. Feel that nice arc in the foot, in the center of the foot. Run that energy up the legs, up the spine, right out the crown, hands to your heart, and then relax the feet. And then let's work with the placement of the feet again today. So let's press forward. So we're taking this nice and slow, and then inhale up and then back into our first forward fold, forehead in, hands to the chair. Okay, now watch your foot as it travels back and see where it ends up. And we're going to drop the knee and look up. And then straighten the leg and press the heel. And then lower the torso. Just work within those 3 variations. And I do it 3 times. Do it as many times as you want, or hold one or the other. Do whatever you want in this one. All right, now step 2, down dog. Watch the placement of your feet. Press the hips back. And then cobra. And begin the flow. Always with the breath. All right, and in down dog. Now step your right foot forward. Try to remember where that foot was, and then the back foot, and let's lunge with the left leg, starting with the knee down and looking up. And then straightening and pressing the heel down. And then releasing torso toward the floor. So it's kind of a sinking. It's a little bit more intense, but it feels really good. All right, let's take that step forward. Forward fold. Arms at a T, inhale up overhead. So do an overhead stretch first, then a back bend. And then to the heart. All right, releasing mountain. Just take a moment. And we'll do our favorite little knee and ankle exercises. So the back of your chair. And our knee circles. Remember, you're not using the foot at all, just the knee. So it's level to the floor. And, you know, of course, the challenge is doing this without hanging on. And then go the other way. Try to smooth out that circle as best you can. All right, slowly lower it. And try the other one. And always go both ways. Keep your knee up the whole time if you can. All right, and then release that. Go right into dancing knees. And start with one, and then the other, and then both, and then alternate. Do all those interesting things that's good for the brain. You know what I just thought of? Crossing our, can you do it cross-legged? No. Wait a minute. Try it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you're not crossed where your toes are lined up, if one foot is forward but you're crossed, you can do it. Oh, interesting. There's a course called Brain Balance, I think, and one of my teachers out in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, she's a retired school teacher. She's a retired FACS teacher, so we have a lot in common. And not that I'm a teacher, but I worked with the teachers. And she taught us a lot of this stuff where the cross body thing. I just made this up. So now cross the other way and see if you can do dancing knees. I got it to work. Okay, all right, relax that out. Let's do a little tree. So stand on one foot, whichever you wish. Try to get the toes above the ankle. And either hang onto the chair, use one hand, gaze forward, or try both. Along with, the things that we do for flexibility, this might even come first as important, what's important for our balance, especially as we age. There's that saying that, you lose your balance first when you age. But, if I really think about that, you lose your balance because you're not exercising and practicing in using those joints and muscles. And of course, the balance is going to go. So I think what we're doing here is the right thing to do. And then the balance comes more naturally. That knee out. Uh, this is my wonky foot. All right, let's release that foot. Always slowly, overhead stretch. Let's go to a full forward fold, hands in front of the feet. And then from here, just walk yourself into just a simple down dog position. Try to get the heels flat to the floor. You can even lift your toes to help you with that. And then drop to your knees. And gently come onto your tummies. So rest a cheek first. And then forehead to the floor, and spread your legs into a comfortable V, tops of your feet flat. And leave your hands right where they are and just lift up into just a simple modified cobra. And if you can straighten the elbows, do so. If not, just do the best. And then exhale your way down. And inhale back up. And then one more. And then exhale back down again. And extend your arms out over your head on the floor. And we'll work with a modified boat pose. So to begin, just the right arm comes up. And we'll lift and lower it 3 times. And then as soon as you're done, the left. And if you're done, right leg 3 times. And left. All right, rest your other cheek just for a breath. And then forehead to the floor again. And lifting up both arms. 3 times. And both legs. And then opposites, so right arm, left leg 3 times. And the other side, left arm, right leg. And then the front of your boat again, lifting your head, chest, and both arms. 3 times. And if you're ready, both legs 3 times. And if you're done with that, roll onto your backs. Hug knees to chest. All right, hang on to just that right knee, extend the left one right to the floor, keep your toes pointed. So the left leg is gonna be strong, toes pointed, keep it elongated. Hug the right one and forehead to the knee. All right, relax, lower your head first and then switch sides. So straighten that right leg, keep it strong, point your toes, forehead to knee. Switch back to the other side. Nice, easy transitions. It's not a speed test. And then one more on the other side. Okay, relax your head first. Hug both your knees in. Keep your knees wide. And if your neck can handle it, look in between for wind relieving posture. Knees are really tucked in wide and you look in between. And then relax the head and come into happy baby. Pull forward on your feet and lift your hips up off the floor. And then relax that pull and flatten your back to the floor. Legs straight up into a wide V. You know what we could do today? Well, this might not be conducive to everyone at home, but we could do legs up the wall and end that way if you can find yourself wall space. If not, yeah, it's time. If you're able to do that, I'll just do it. I guess I'll have to just do it like right here. Try legs up off the wall. Remember, the way to get into it is you put your hips right up against the baseboard, and you flip your body around so that your hips are real close to, well, my hips are right on the wall. And we can end the last 3 minutes here, or if you don't have that wall space available, come into just full Shavasana and allow your legs to go rather wide, and your feet will fall out to the side, and you'll get a little bit of that same sensation. So let's just go into silence. All right, let's come back to our present awareness. And if you're in legs up the wall, bring your legs together, roll to your left, and return to seated. Or just roll left if you're in Shavasana and come to seated. Work with posture one more time. Close your eyes. Take another breath or two in silence. And then hands to your heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.